Hey guys, okay, so I'm gonna do a Master of Orion video on races, and I'm gonna talk to you about the races and their characteristics. I'm not gonna talk about custom races. That's a different topic, and it deserves its own video. Um, I'm just gonna look at the base game ready-made races and talk about which ones I like and which ones I don't like. So let's jump right in. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. The Sakura. These guys are the worst. They're just terrible. They are the worst. They have the worst trait in the game, uncreative. This trait is garbage. It is terrible. You lose 25% of your research, and then every time there's a choice, you get a random choice. And there are some key technologies in there that you absolutely must get your hands on, like battle pods. There are plus to population growth mods that everybody wants, and you'll miss them sometimes. You'll miss battle pods sometimes. You'll miss pulse-on missiles sometimes. It's very frustrating. And what happens is you have to account for that, and you have to make adjustments, and very costly adjustments. And it makes it very difficult to win the game with the Sakura because you have to go. I mean, you've got to get battle pods. You just have to have battle pods. And so you wind up either trading for it or um, you wind up hoping that you'll be able to get it in a peace settlement. And it's like in my Clacon game, I missed out on the stock exchanges. So I can't get an economic victory. It sucks. Uncreative is the worst trait in the game, and so anybody with uncreative is going to be down, way down on my list because it's just terrible. And then you look at these guys; they really don't get anything good or great to counteract uncreative. Expansionists, you get engineering and biology. That's okay. Jungle, that doesn't really matter. And then that's garbage. Now population growth plus 50, that's really good. That's a good one. But then you get repulsive, which makes it harder to get deals with other races. And what did I just say about uncreative? You're going to need to trade for tech, and you're repulsive. So these guys are bottom of the bucket. They're dead last. They're just terrible. The next tier up, um, the Mershan. The Mershan are, I mean, they're just very blah. Um, it's almost like you're playing a race with almost no benefits. So militarists, this improved marine training rate, it's crap. Now you get engineering, that's not bad. Plains Dweller is nothing. It's whatever. Whatever. It doesn't. It's nothing. It just is. Warlord plus 50% to combat rating. Okay. Okay, fine. Your Marines are going to be more effective. I, I don't think that's really that good. And then now improved negotiations is good, so that is helpful. But still, this race is very neutral. And then tied for rank 5, I would put the Clack on because they have uncreative, and I hate uncreative. They're better than the Sakura because they get industrialists, so that's good. Subterranean is nothing, and then plus 50% food. That's good. That's good. So they're better than the Sakura, but uncreative again, worst trait in the game. So if you've got uncreative, right there, you're struggling as far as I might move Clacon up to tier 4. Um, I'm sitting here between 4 and 5. I'm not sure. They're better than the Sakura. Um, so tier 3, tier 4. The Alkari. Uh, you know, natural pilots. As long as you can get Orion and get the Orion tech and get the death rays, Yes, this is good. And then you're going to want to build frigates and destroyers so that you can take it, so you can get the advantage of the combat speed bonus. I don't like small ship fleets. It's just personal preference. I like the big ships. I am well aware of the arguments for small ship versus big ship, and I agree with the people who like the small ships. I just don't like them. It's just personal preference. If you love small ship fleets, if you love frigates and destroyers, the Alkari would rise up in tier for you, and I understand that perfectly. Um, this is fine. I think it's what, +1 or +2 beakers. So whoop-de-doo. By the end of the game, you got to be making over 2 grand. I can usually get it close to 4 grand. So 2 beakers, but early, you know, every little bit helps. And homeworld size large, that's fine. Um, I, I, I don't think these guys are. Now, their ships look cool. I think their ships look cool. So that matters to me. It may not matter to you. Tied in tier 4 with them, the Borathi. Um, these guys have some negatives, but they have some positives. Um, so you get biology, that's fine. A rich homeworld, that's good. It's gonna have a lot of hammers. Large, it's gonna have a lot of hammers. Okay, this sucks. This is terrible. And I struggled with moving these guys down to 5 because of this. There aren't that many high gravity worlds, and what they don't tell you here is that every other type of gravity you're gonna pay a penalty. Okay, so normal and low, you're going to have to build gravity generators, or your production's going to be reduced by 25% or by half. That is a bitch. Okay, this is a really difficult uh, trait to deal with early on. You're not going to get gravity generators till mid game. So yeah, and then ground combat 50%. I kind of nothing this. I don't think it's that good. So that's why I've got these guys in tier 4. And I think we already talked about the Klakon. They're either 4 or 5. Okay, so tier 3. These guys are pretty good. And I like the humans in here. I think Diplomat is useful. Plus 5% to morale. It helps, It makes things just a little bit easier. And it's this synergizes really well with this. Okay, so you've got you've got diplomat, and then you've got charismatic, so it's easier to you get better deals. It's easier to make deals. These guys are really good deal makers, and then traders. Trade deals, trade deals, trade deals, trade deals. Oh my God, trade deals are so powerful. They're so good, and these guys are the best at them. So as long as you're spamming those trade deals, you are crushing everybody in terms of economy. And having that early economic buff will allow you to buy things quicker. You can rush buildings, you can rush ships. This is really good. This sucks. This hurts. It's not debilitating. It depends on the game you get. Some games the AI will really come hard with the spies, and other games they won't. So it kind of depends on your situation, but this can really hurt. This minus 20% security. I've never seen myself take so much damage from spies as when I play the humans. So this moves them down. Um, just just be aware of these traits, and you'll be all right. You might be surprised with this pick, the Darlock. First of all, they have the coolest looking ships, so that matters to me. And then secondly, they don't have any negatives. Okay, so diplomat plus 5% morale, that helps. That's good, and you get some starting tech. The stealthy, it's nicer than you think. Okay, um, the enemy can't see your ships. Now I don't know how much the AI cheats. You know what I mean? But I know from playing against the Darlock, I will send a fleet into a system thinking it's got 2 frigates, and then when I finally arrive, it's got 14 because I couldn't see the other 12. So I don't know, but then you got plus 50% to spy experience rate. Man, spam the spies with the Darlock. You gotta take advantage of this, and you can do some really powerful stuff with your spies. So these guys are really good at spying, and then shapeshifters is nice, plus 10 to security, and you assimilate faster. This is a good solid race. It's not the best, but it's solid. Okay, tier 2. These guys are great. Let's start with the silicoid. These guys are fantastic. They don't need any food. They need no food. Okay? They look at this, lithivore. This race doesn't consume food. That means you're going to save 50 turns or more of production that you would normally have to spend on building food structures that you don't need. So with the silicoid, their growth rate is based on the mineral concentration level, concentration rating. So if they're ultra rich, they're going to grow really fast. Rich, they're going to grow fast. Of course, if they're ultra poor, your pops are going to grow slow. Plus the population growth, techs and buildings, what is it? Is it cloning center, I think? Yeah, so those are the things you want with the, okay, so lava breather. So these guys are best on volcanic worlds. And so if you're in an area with a lot of volcanic, that's great for you. If you don't get a lot of volcanic, that's not as good for you. So that's going to be kind of a random roll there. Repulsive. This hurts a little bit. I didn't have a hard time. I was able to get the trade deals I wanted, and because my growth rate was so good, I didn't need to make a lot of deals. I had my own tech, I had my own ships, and I'm a warmonger, so now tolerant. This is fantastic. You couple this with lithivore, you can settle anywhere you want, and you don't have to build gravity generators. And gravity generators can take quite a large number of hammers. And then you're getting a huge homeworld. So this is going to give you an early advantage. Your growth rate's kind of slow, so it's probably not as great as it would be if this was with the Sakura or the Klakon with their extra, because these guys get pop growth, and then he gets extra food. But the Silicoid are still way up there, tier 2. Excellent race, really good race. I was surprised at how strong they were. I just didn't realize how well all of these traits would synergize together, and repulsive wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I played them on hard, so I didn't play them on the highest difficulty, but I have played on hard. Okay, I love the Cylon. These guys are fantastic. These guys are really good. Tied in tier 2 with the Silicoid. These guys are wonderful. Um, this is this is good. You get physics and you get artifacts, so you're going to get a little, getting physics to start. That's good, and then a couple extra beakers in the early game helps. But creative, oh my God, creative! This is so powerful, guys. Um, you don't have to make any compromises with the Cylon. You get everything. You get every single tech. You're going to be out in the lead for research. You're going to have the most advanced ships. Now this hurts. It doesn't hurt as much as you'd think, though. Your homeworld, in my opinion, isn't that powerful because it's usually a single planet system unless you either collapse a gas giant or coalesce a asteroid field into a barren planet later in the game. And your homeworld just isn't that important. Low gravity. This hurts. So early to mid game, the Cylon are going to struggle because they don't have gravity generators yet. So that's tough. And the -20 security can be a problem against enemies who are, if you've got the Darlock and they're spying the hell out of you, this is going to hurt. But your technologist will allow you to catch up because you'll get all of the plus to spy techs. Okay, so you'll be as good at spying as the Darlock. Well, close. And it depends on what techs the Darlock pick. The Darlock might pick the stealth fields for their spies, but they're going to give up the personal shields for their soldiers. So, So, yeah, I love the Cylon. Really strong. And number 1, the Mclare. These guys are so fantastic. They're number 1. They're just amazing. They're so good. They have no negatives. Plus 25% to production, and they start with physics. That's good. And then cybernetic. Man, this is so good. Okay? They use half the food of regular races. That's going to increase your growth rate because you're going to have surplus food, and surplus food increases your birth rate. Um, it's just, these guys are fantastic. I couldn't believe how good these guys were. I wasn't even trying. I didn't realize how good I was doing until I got attacked by the Antarans. The first Antaran attack hit me, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell? It was because I was in first place across the board, and I wasn't even trying. I didn't realize how good I was doing, and I stayed in first place for the entire game. It's just amazing. You know, you're not playing any catch-up. There's no downside to the Mclare. They are absolutely fantastic. Their ships don't look that great, you know. They kind of look like ships out of the Expanse, which I love the Expanse. But yeah, Mclare guys, these just a fantastic race. So that's all the base races. I haven't decided yet about these guys, and then I think custom race would require an entire video, and I don't know if I'm qualified to really do custom race because, you know, I really think I'd have to try them, you know? Um, so, I mean, when I'm doing custom race, I usually just do, I think I do, I think I do this, and this. Yeah, this is usually what I do. I mean, there's nothing fantastic about that. That's just kind of where I go for points. Again, I'm not an expert on custom races, but yeah, Mclare. Mclare's number one. Sakura's dead last. And those are the races I like in Master of Orion. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you agree, disagree, tell me why you disagree. I don't know everything. And like and subscribe if you can. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, that's the that's the video. Thanks for watching. Those are my opinions on races and Master of Orion Conquer the Stars. And I'll see you next time.